everybody. So today I'm going to start off with announcements as I normally do. I released that sweater on Rocksmith, on Bandcamp, Bandcamp, this past probably 2 weeks ago. I'm going to promote that now. I'll put a link up to here somewhere. And yeah, so I released it. If you want to listen to it, please do. If you want to buy it, please do. I don't care. It doesn't matter, really. It's a song I've been fighting with for the past two and a half years, trying to get it to actually work together, and I finally did it. So I was very excited. That being said, I think all of us have a bucket list, and one of the biggest things that's on my bucket list is to get all my analog work to become digital. So to transfer it to a digital copy so that I can play with it. Now, part of that was I had to get I didn't have to. I could have borrowed it. But my friend sold me his 238, let me get that right, Tascam 238, the cassette 8-track. Beautiful, beautiful system. I actually recorded him. This is going to be a great story for you. I recorded him back in 96 with his brother's 238, as I discussed in the previous video. The funny part is one thing I left out was they were so I was recording his band. Dane's a great guy. And I was I had met him through different channels, and he liked my work as an engineer. So he asked, can I work with his equipment? Some of his equipment, some was mine. I think I used my speakers in that, like my studio monitors and my microphones and all that stuff, and some of my amps even, to record him and his band. His band's name was Hulk Phone Guru. And I was like, sure. And so he said, well, how much you want? I said $300. So it was 6 songs, $300. And I can't really remember how long it was. I think we did it within 2 weeks. We recorded everything. We did it at his parents' place. He was a teenager. Don't ask me how old. I would have to, if he watches this, he can put in the comments and say how old he was. I can't remember anymore. It was 1996. I was 26. That's all I can tell you. So, in December of 1996, and so we agreed on $300. So I split it up so that each member, there was a trio. Each member would pay $100. Well, I finished the recording, and then I get a call from Dane saying, just so you know, the other 2 guys are saying they're not going to pay you. And I was like, well, then they're not getting the cassette. So now remember, I'm a naive kid as far as I'm concerned. I'm only 26 years old. I'm not versed in law or anything like that. And I said, well, you're not getting the cassettes back. So, and Dane was like, okay. Dane was like fine with it. He's like, I don't blame you. And then he said that so. Suddenly I get a call from the one guy's father saying that he was a lawyer. I don't believe he was a lawyer. And he was going to sue me for not giving them the cassette, even though they didn't pay me for the work. That's what he was going to do. So I was naive. I said, okay, you know what? Fine. I'm done. So I give Dane the cassette. Dane was actually nice enough to give me the $100 that he owed for the recording. The other 2 did not. And what happened then was they disappeared. The other 2 guys just disappeared. Haven't heard a thing about them ever. So I don't even remember their names. I know where they lived. I know where they lived as in what city, but haven't heard a thing. And so then I started working with Dane. Sorry. In Arm's Length, which became the For My Dear Friend recordings, and he said, you know what, here, have the cassettes back. So he gave them back to me, and I was like, okay. So I've had them sitting here for a good, well, 96, it's now 20, so I'd say a good 25 years I've had them sitting in my cassette thing, never been able to listen to them or do anything with them. And it's one of these things, like I said, it's on my bucket list to transfer the stuff and actually mix it down. So I actually got a chance to do that because I got the 238 there. I transferred the stuff onto my Model 24. I then transferred it from there. I had to transfer it, speed it up because it was too slow, and then put it on the DP32. And so, yeah, and so I thought, you know what, this would be a great time to go over just what I would have done differently. Now, I got to show you this. This is funny. This is, I don't know how well you can see it. You can see it pretty well. This is the actual recording sheet that I did. So you can see December 28th, 1996, reel 1 of 2. I have no idea what, 5 tracks. That's what's on here. 5 tracks. I have no idea what IPS is. What type of cassette? Did I use DBX? Yes. And how I recorded it. Now, the one thing that I would change right off the bat is I would probably take because right now on the tracks, the drums and the rhythm guitars are together. And the reason, I know why I did that, because they wanted to add extra stuff. And I thought, okay, that's the easiest way. Now, on this one, it's track 2 doesn't work. I would have done things a little bit differently on this. And I think the other reason is because I just didn't want to work with them. I just wanted to, because I only needed them for guitar and bass. Everything else was Dane. So I didn't need them for anything else. It was more or less, let's get them out of the way, then I can work with Dane, because they lived a good 45 minutes away from where Dane was. And, you know, these are all teenagers. I don't even know if they had cars at this point. And yeah, so that was what I was going to do. So, yeah, so then I recorded them. But yeah, one thing I would have done differently for sure, off the bat, after looking at this, is I would have recorded the drums in stereo. So I would have kept them on 7 and 8. I would have then had them 5 and 6. I would have had the guitars, the rhythm guitars, and then that way I had the ability to adjust the guitars instead of what I ended up with, which is I'm stuck with the guitars the way they are. I'm stuck with the drums the way they are. I can't do anything with them, but I would have been able to. So now to add to the story is, like, Dane and I are still friends. We're good friends. We're going to work on some stuff together. I want him to promote himself on YouTube. I really do. I really feel he could make a living. He can make a lot of extra money doing YouTube stuff and doing drum work for people, because he's really good. Like, he is just at that level. But we talked about it, and I was jokingly saying, maybe we should re-record these. And he's like, yeah, we should. So that's something that's in the works, is probably going to re-record these. Are we going to do it on the 238? I haven't decided. Now, the thing is, I can also say that Dane really enjoyed what I did enough that he's giving me more 238 cassettes he made so that I can mix them down for him and send them to him. So like I said, I have no rights over this music. I'm only playing this just as a show to you guys. So I'm gonna, I don't think I'll get tagged with it, but I will put this under fair use as in learning, because I'm showing you what I did and how I would have done it differently. So let's start. Now I picked the second song in here, Barn, because it's the one that I like the best. There's 6 songs in total. If Dane decides he's going to release it, like on Reverb Nation, Bandcamp or something, that's his business. And I will make sure that I add his link, and I will tell everybody that he did that at some point. Like, I'll make a video where I actually say it, and then, yeah, here he released it. Because I know there's a lot of scams going on, so I'm just saying that now. So here's what we recorded. And there's actually some funny stuff on here too, so I found that as well. So here's how it sounds. Now I've got it on the DP32. Here's how it sounds just Well, no, actually, I have it all processed. So with processing on it, and this is how I record. This is what it sounds like. So I do like the way the bass sounds. Drums are good. Guitar is good. Until I feel your pain. Yet the pain is unknown. I'm going to stop there for a second. One thing I do know is that there should be a second drum or a second vocal with the first one, but I couldn't get it off. I couldn't get it off the cassette. I don't know why yet. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's because the cable I used might have been bad. I don't know. I did this haphazardly. I just kind of threw. I just Frankensteined a whole bunch of cables together to do something. It was before I actually went out and purchased cables for the system. So just keep that in mind. Still I feel your sorrow. Call it what you want. Call me what. Now, the other thing I gotta laugh about this is the guitarist, who was a bit of an egomaniac. He had one of these fancy boards, one of these all-in-one pedal boards, and he was like, and I said, okay, and I said to him, what we're gonna do is we're gonna record a guitar track, and then we're going to record another guitar track. We're going to do it through the amp. And he's like, no. We don't have to do that. We're going to just do it straight from the guitar, from the pedal board into the system. We're not going to do that. And I was like, no, it's going to sound like crap if we do that. I'm not going to do that and honestly, this sounds way better. You will. It's got a nice sound to it. You can hear the acoustic. What they say. 3 a.m. and I'm down again. Drinking takes my mind. I think even the bass drives me to a certain point. I think even on here the bass we did some work with. So I just want to play. I found this track. It even says on here, it says scratch vox, which would be scratch vocals. So I'm gonna solo channel 5 for a second, and this is how channel 5 starts. Oh. I think that's me. So let's listen to that again because I didn't have it up. So I think that's me. Now I did notice, so I'm going to unsolo that. So I'm going to run through the song a bit to where he was doing the drinking takes my mind. It lets me off with ease. So I don't know what we were trying to do there. In this case, I have double guitar. Darkness grows. The forests are empty with trees. So yeah, as you can see, I had a reverb nut to it. I have to say I do like how this sounds. Like, it's a little bassy. I don't know if that's just because of the transfer. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I've listened to this. Now I do have 4-track copies of this. Now the problem is I don't have a 4-track, but yeah, I'll have to get that fixed and then I can get those off. But yeah, this is just to let you know, let you hear what I did. Yeah. So once again, thank you for watching. like I said, I'll keep you informed. We are gonna work on some stuff, or I will work on a song with the 238 just to see how it works. I'm gonna like do it with the Model 24 as a as a mixing board. We'll have to see. So I'll talk to you later. I got more bucket list stuff coming. I got one more thing that I want to get off my list, and I'm hoping that's going to get cleared up before the end of the year. Because if that gets cleared up, then it's just going to be a nice weight off my shoulders. Everything that I had recorded before is now digital, which is sadly the way it has to be, because it's getting hard to find people to fix, the old equipment. So talk to you later. Glad you watched it. Bye. Legs couldn't look away. It was a pull that wouldn't let me be. That sweater